The cheese on the Reuben is from Laurel Valley. It's Country Jack. I guess the majority of our steaks come from Athens' own.
Luar Romero, the general manager of the Jackie O's Kitchen, is the man responsible for seeking out Athens ingredients.
Pretty much, we brew the beer, we get the grains, we give it to the farmer feed it to the cows, and then the cows, when it's processed, we get the meat. And then we cook it and we serve it.
While Luar is responsible for finding the ingredients, it's up to their head chef, Jeff, to make sure all food and drinks get on the table and customers are happy.
Chicken comes from Chestnut Farms. That's our distributor for chicken. We use Shade River Organic Farm a lot too. Integration Acres, get stuff from them.
Feta cheese up there, it's on the O-Strike pizza. They also make a salad dressing, they make specials with it. They have a salad that has our Chev on it. They have a burger that has a lot of times our blue cheese on it. I mean, I really value food, and I think garbage in, garbage out. You are what you eat. You know, not only the health benefits, but the social, economic, environmental benefits of, you know, buying local food. It's all there.
The eclectic food in Athens attracts foodies to the small Appalachian town, whether it be Mexican, Mediterranean, Thai, or just good old fried chicken. Each plate has a local story of its own that can be traced back to the 30-Mile Meal Initiative. Paige Alost is the executive director of the Athens County Convention and Visitors Bureau, and she's one of the founders of Athens' very own local food initiative.
It was a collaboration between 6 rural communities where we investigated food and art as potential economic development. We began to formulate an idea of how we could brand and promote our local foods economy here. And it takes a strong commitment. But what we know is that the commitment really kind of branded and solidified our place in the local foods economy.
Leslie Schaller is the co-founder of the Athens 30-Mile Meal along with Paige, and realizes it's not always easy to get the best ingredients locally, especially during the winter months. Customers' reactions to the taste that comes from locally grown food reminds restaurant owners of the reason they're a part of the 30-Mile Meal program to begin with.
Shifting maybe our taste buds and the connection we have to our foods to really, you know, having that first joyful bite of a local strawberry in June or that heirloom tomato in July or August. I mean, that's a special taste, and I think we have to just become more aware in terms of what's special about food. It's not just fuel. It brings us to the table. It builds community. It's a thing to celebrate, not just something to eat in our car while we're driving madly hither and yon.
This whole local food fever started with the Athens Farmers Market, which has been bringing the freshest produce into Athens since the early 1970s, when vendors used to line Court Street sidewalks. As it grew, the market moved to the parking lot of the University Mall on East State Street.
The consumers reinforce that brand when they engage in local products and local restaurants in the farmers market. And then our producers engage in that by providing us some really quality products. And so it really is designed to be collaborative, not to be something that has a lot of strict regulations and requirements in order to be a part of it.
Every Saturday year-round, this farmers market is a place for local residents to come and use as their grocery store. Whether it be produce, cheese, meat, or even home goods, they know they can come here and support their neighbors, and they can get quality ingredients for their dinner table all at the same time.
So the farmers market started and kind of got the ball rolling. Then Casa came along, then Jackie O's came along. Then Kroger was like, well, this stuff is really good. We want to be a part of that too. So to be able to go in a Kroger, you know, in a nationally owned grocery store and go locally and find those products that you love from those producers that you know and you see at the farmers market every week is a really big deal.
The local farmers and smaller restaurants and stores that use and sell their products need support to continue the local food culture. That's where ACENET, the Appalachian Center for Economic Networks, comes in.
So it was one of the first sort of food business incubators to open in the country, and certainly one of the more successful rural models, and we've just continued to grow that. The brand programs really are ways that I think we strengthen our partnerships with the markets, either the grocery stores, the restaurants, the food trucks, anyone who wants to source local food, having a brand program, having the training and technical assistance support from AceNet staff can really make the difference.
There are plenty of restaurants that immediately come to mind when people think of the Athens 30-mile meal. But what people don't realize is exactly how many businesses are involved and source their ingredients locally. Whether you're thinking of the obvious Jackie O's, Fluff, or even Zoe's, there are businesses out there like Soul and Brennan's that get their ingredients right within the Athens community.
After people came to us and said, hey, how did you do this here? How does it work? You just don't have enough hippies. You know, there's a baseline theory of sharing in our community that's existed for a long, long time. And whether you grew up here, whether you come here as a student, or whether you come here to start a business, you learn very quickly that that sharing approach is huge in this community. And sometimes that culture is hard to replicate in other places.